Israel has launched an intensive wave of strikes across swathes of southern and eastern Lebanon after vowing to step up its military action against Hezbollah. The Israeli military said it hit more than 100 Hezbollah infrastructure sites and fighters during what was one of the heaviest nights of bombardment since a US-brokered ceasefire began in mid-April.
Australia has recorded its first diphtheria death in almost a decade as the country grapples with the worst outbreak of the vaccine-preventable disease in decades. In March, the Northern Territory, NT, declared an outbreak of diphtheria with cases also in Western Australia, South Australia and Queensland. Cases started rising in late 2025 with a sharp increase in February.
Iran says the US has committed a gross violation of the ceasefire with new airstrikes it launched on the country in the past 48 hours. The US Central Command, CENTCOM, said Iranian missile sites and boats attempting to place mines had been targeted with what it called self-defense strikes in southern Iran on Monday.
World number one and last year's defeated finalist Aryna Sabalenka blazed through her opening round at the French Open as she brushed aside Spain's Jessica Buses-Monero 6-4, 6-2 in just 75 minutes. Sabalenka, who is still seeking her first Roland Garros title, raced to a 4-0 lead on a sun-kissed court Philippe Chatrier on Tuesday before unforced errors crept into her game, which allowed her opponent to pull 2 breaks back and serve for 5-5.
Daniil Medvedev could not avoid the French Open first-round trapdoor as he fell 6-2, 1-6, 6-1, 1-6, 6-4 to Australian wildcard Adam Walton in a match marked by sharp swings in momentum on the Parisian clay. The former world number one has 9 appearances at the clay court Grand Slam, highlighting his uneasy lazy relationship with Roland Garros and the sport's slowest surface.
A new report warns that Britain is undergoing a deeply troubling transformation in how it treats political protesters, climate activists and pro-Palestine campaigners increasingly face lengthy prison sentences, sweeping legal restrictions and months in jail before trial. The report, Britain's Political Prisoners, co-published by researchers at the Centre for Climate Crime and Climate Justice at Queen Mary University of London and the campaign group Defend Our Juries, said the UK has witnessed an increase in anti-protest powers granted to the police and the courts through legislation that has created a significantly more repressive legal terrain for activists engaging in civil disobedience and direct action.
Since October 7, 2023, Israeli military controls maps in its surrounding areas are no longer merely lines announced in official statements or drawn on military maps. After every ceasefire agreement, a map has emerged, and after every map, questions on the ground arise. Where do the forces actually stand? Do the field markers, demolition operations, and military positions match what is declared on paper?
Previous World Cup appearances, 3 best performance, last 16, 1938, 1998, first appearance, 1938 France, top goal scorer, Ketil Rekdal 2, most appearances, Henning Berg, Stig Bjorneby, Ketil Rekdal 7, player to watch, Erling Haaland FIFA World Ranking, 31 Norway have not played at a World Cup since 1998, as a generation of fans has had to endure a series of near misses and damp squibs.
4 days. That's all that's left to decide. Not just whether you'll be at TechCrunch Disrupt 2026, but how you'll show up from October 13 to 15 at San Francisco's Moscone West, and how much momentum you create once you are there. Right now, you can save up to $410 on your Disrupt Pass before prices increase on May 29 at 11:59 p.m. PT. After that, rates go up, and so does the cost of missing the conversations, visibility, and connections that can accelerate what happens next for your company. Because at a certain point, growth is no longer just about building. It's about being seen, understood, and taken seriously by the people who influence what comes next. Israel's military on Tuesday announced the dismissal of its former top lawyer, months after she resigned amid a scandal involving a leaked video appearing to show soldiers severely abusing a Palestinian detainee. The case, which sparked international outrage as well as protests within Israel, focused on footage taken at the high-security Asti Taiman military base in southern Israel in 2000 and as well in 2024.
Federal Minister for Climate Change and Environmental Coordination Dr. Musaddiq Malik on Tuesday warned against water aggression and efforts to undermine international water-sharing agreements, urging India to respect the Indus Waters Treaty, IWT, of 1960. Addressing a high-level international water conference, the fourth high-level international conference on the International Decade for Action Water for Sustainable Development, 2018-2028. In Tajikistan's capital Dushanbe, the minister warned that attempts to undermine such agreements could jeopardise the rights of downstream countries. He accused India of seeking to politicise shared water resources in violation of long-standing international commitments. Prince Rahim Al Husseini Aga Khan V on Tuesday departed Pakistan after completing a week-long visit, during which he met the country's top political leadership and affirmed his commitment to development in the country. He was seen off at the Nur Khan Air Base by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Dr. Tariq Fazal Chaudhry, who posted on X that Prince Rahim's visit would play an important role in further strengthening cooperation, friendship and partnership between Pakistan and the Aga Khan Development Network.
Luis de la Fuente has stressed that Spain's badge outranks any club crest after naming a World Cup squad with a distinctly Barcelona hue and, for the first time, no Real Madrid player in sight. The European champions head into next month's tournament among the favourites, with coach de la Fuente's 26-man squad built around 8 Barcelona players and none from the Spanish capital's biggest club, bringing the fierce El Clasico rivalry into the national team's debate.
Israeli air attacks have killed at least 7 people in Gaza, Palestinian health authorities said, as Israel continues to violate the ceasefire during the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Adha. At least 5 Palestinians were killed in an Israeli drone attack on Maghazi refugee camp in central Gaza on Tuesday, the civil defence and hospital officials said.
Senegal's parliament falls, elected ousted Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko as Speaker, a move that Fall could give him a powerful platform to challenge President Bassirou Diomaye Faye. The president dismissed Sonko on Friday and dissolved the cabinet, ending months of speculation about a growing rift between the two over how to handle the country's debt crisis.
Data breach notification service Have I Been Pwned says a data breach at convenience store chain 7-Eleven affects over 185,000 people, including their names, dates of birth and physical addresses. The data breach reported in April also included phone numbers and email addresses. Lahore Traffic Police has announced that several driving licence centres in Lahore will remain operational during Eid al-Adha to facilitate citizens, according to Chief Traffic Officer CTO Syed Abdul Rahim Shirazi. Driving licence officers located at Liberty Market, Greater Iqbal Park, Manawan and Wapda Town Kidmat Centre will continue providing services during Eid holidays. The 2008 browser-based image editing platform Pixlr is gaining renewed attention as an AI-powered alternative to premium creative tools such as Adobe Photoshop Pro and Canva. The platform has evolved from a lightweight online editor into a broader AI-focused design suite that includes Pixlr Editor, Pixlr Designer, and Pixlr Express.
Ireland aims to pass a law curbing goods trade with settlements in the Israeli-occupied West Bank by mid-July. With Israel, some US lawmakers and business groups opposing the move, Foreign Minister Helen McEntee said on Tuesday Ireland's government, one of the most outspoken critics of Israel's war on Gaza, first promised to sanction Israeli settlements in October 2024.
Karachi. The main suspect involved in the killing of a newly married couple in the Malir area yesterday was arrested by police, according to a statement issued by the Karangi police spokesperson on Tuesday. On Monday, a newly married couple was shot dead when assailants opened fire on their car near the RCD ground in Malir's Saudabad. They were returning from the court where the woman recorded her statement, maintaining that she married of her own free will. The couple had also submitted their nikah in the court.
Imam of the Prophet's Mosque, Sheikh Ali al-Hudayfi, on Tuesday prayed for unity among Muslims and better conditions for them around the world. While delivering the Hajj sermon at Masjid-i-Namira, huge numbers of Muslims prayed on Mount Arafat, as a harsh desert sun sent temperatures soaring towards 40 degrees Celsius.
Gail Monfils is determined to emulate the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and LeBron James by playing into his 40s and hopes to play at Wimbledon, Montreal and the US Open before bringing down the curtain on his career on home soil at the Paris Masters. The Frenchman, who turns 40 in September, bade a fond farewell to Roland Garros after going down 6-2, 6-3, 3-2, 6-0 to compatriot Hugo Gaston in the first round on Monday, walking off to a standing ovation that celebrated a career of 2 decades.
Haiti's first Football World Cup appearance since 1974 is a source of immense pride. However, Emile, a Haitian living in Ohio, is afraid to attend a match because of United States President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. Haiti opened their account at the 2026 edition of football's Showpiece International event against Scotland on June 14 at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Israeli air attacks have killed at least 12 people and wounded others in eastern Lebanon, state media reported, as a fragile ceasefire comes under growing strain. The air attacks hit the village of Mashgara in the Bekaa Valley late on Monday. Lebanon's state-run national news agency reported on Tuesday.
E-commerce logistics company Stored has raised a $250 million round at a $3 billion valuation it announced Tuesday. This doubles its valuation from a year-ago round. The new funding was led by Strike Capital with participation from Kleiner Perkins, Founders Fund, Franklin Templeton, Bailey Gifford, G-Squared and Bond.
The Punjab Industrial Estates Development and Management Company has approved the establishment of an industrial estate along the Rawalpindi Ring Road project instead of a previously proposed economic zone. According to officials, the decision was taken after authorities concluded that tax exemptions and incentives required for an economic zone could not be offered under current IMF-related policy constraints.
The German Consulate General Karachi has announced a 2-day closure of consular operations in Karachi on the occasion of Eid al-Azha. According to an official holiday notification issued by the consulate, the German Consulate General Karachi will remain closed on Wednesday, May 27 and Thursday, May 28 due to Eid al-Azha holidays. A number of celebrities, including Naima Butt, Ramiza Khan, Hiba Kadir and Imran Abbas, have expressed their support for a video calling out technology-facilitated gender-based violence against actors on social media. In a clip shared on Instagram, digital creator Rija Rafiq identified a YouTube channel run a drama analyst and critic who she claimed was posting videos about Pakistani dramas and actors with digitally manipulated cover photos.
Western Europe faced another day of record-breaking temperatures on Tuesday as a heat wave pushed the mercury well above normal levels for May. A so-called heat dome of warm air from northern Africa trapped under a high-pressure system over Western Europe is behind the sort of heat not usually seen until high summer.
Chinese authorities have executed a man for murdering his associate, billionaire gaming tycoon Lin Chi. In 2020, a disgruntled Xu Yao poisoned Lin for sidelining him shortly after he helped him land a Netflix deal, local media reported.